Hi, good morning, everybody. So we are here today to talk about personalization. So my name is Anuradha. So I'm the e-commerce and digital marketing manager at Whitbread. So for today's talk, we are going to talk about personalization, and hopefully you will be able to take away a lot of tactical points from this session. So I'd like to introduce you to my panel. So Janis, do you want to go first?
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Janis Thomas. I'm the Managing Director at Look Fabulous Forever. We are a direct-to-consumer beauty brand for older women, but by older women, I don't mean what the rest of the beauty industry does, which is generally someone over 25. Our customers are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s.
I am Martina. I am CRM lead at Oner Active. I am Italian, raised and born in Italy. I've done international studies between USA, Spain, and Italy. Then I started my working experience in Milan. Then I moved to Paris, and then now London. I have 9 years international experience in CRM, loyalty, and customer engagement. And I had the chance to explore different sectors, so from luxury, fashion, eyewear, cosmetics, and activewear. And I've explored different business models, starting from like big multinational to emerging digital startup.
Thank you.
I'm Lauren, I'm the head of e-commerce at Kingsley. We are a trichological hair and scalp brand. I've been working in e-com and digital marketing for over 12 years now. And at Kingsley, we've built our personalization strategy up over the last sort of 3+ years, where we weren't doing anything, and now I'll talk to you in a bit about all the stuff that we're doing, which is very cool.
Great, thank you for your intros. So the first question, Janis, to you, and then we'll just go around. So what factors drove your choice to integrate personalization into your marketing strategy?
So I joined Look Fabulous Forever 4.5 years ago. I started originally running marketing and e-commerce, both from a technical and commercial perspective, before moving up to managing director. So when I joined, it was obvious that the biggest factor that was holding us back from growing faster was our conversion rate. And the biggest factor that was holding our conversion rate back from growing is that we were trying to do everything for everyone. We had that homepage which was stuffed full of information, different information for different people. And in particular, we recognized that different customers needed different things from us. So, for example, if you are a first-time visitor to our site, you need to know that our founder, Trisha Guizzardi, started the brand 11 years ago when she was 65 because she was frustrated that, particularly after she'd been through menopause, the products that she had used the rest of her life were not designed for her and they were not working well for her. So new customers need to understand Trisha's story, that she faced the same challenges that they were facing, that we're not some big faceless corporation, that we really understand what they're going through. But if you're an existing customer, particularly our loyal customers tend to have bought from us 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 100 times. They don't need to know Trisha's story. They already know that. They want to go direct into product, and they want to go into specific products. So for example, typically customers start by buying makeup from us, but then they evolve into buying skincare. And if you've started buying skincare, then you're in a replenishment cycle and all of these things. So the products that you want to see is different. We're incredibly content-led. So the content that you want to see, do you want to see information about lipstick or eyeliner or all of these different things? And so personalization enabled us to serve, in particular, the right content as well as the right products to the right customer at the right time, and as a result we doubled our conversion rate and accelerated our growth. So that hypothesis turned out to be true.
It's so important that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. We all want to be treated as individuals. Perfect. So Martina, over to you.
So from my experience, I would say that two main factors. The first one was the aim to improve the customer experience, and the second one aimed to really stand out in this crowded market. So for what concerns the customer experience, so personalization can help brands to anticipate customer needs and then to offer the right service or product in the right moment. So for example, one day I received a call from a lady, and this lady was telling me, hey, we just received the new winter collection, and I've picked up a selection personalized for you based on your previous purchase and what you usually buy. When do you want to come to the store and try it? And I was super excited because it was like personalized for me. Then I discovered that the lady was like picking the wrong number because I didn't know anything about this brand. But this is another story. This is one of the challenge of data quality for personalization. But what I want to say here is that personalization can help you to anticipate the need and being timely, offering exactly what the customer was needing, and also is tailored on the customer and can really help communicating the right thing in the right moment. The second thing is standing out in a crowded environment. I don't know you, but I usually receive in my inbox between 20 to 30 emails per day. So imagine you are just wake up, you're having your shower, you're having your breakfast, and just scroll your emails. What is the factor that is like triggering something in your mind? Maybe the name of the brand you love, maybe the name of the product you are using, and imagine the name of the product you're using and that the message saying that now is on sale. So what you do, you just go, you check your product, you realize that you're running out of it, and they know that you're running out of it because they have triggered this message based on probably the average usage time of this product, so they make it happen. And so you buy it. So basically personalization here is timely, so in the right moment, and it is the product you are using. So the product you use it every day. So I would say these main two factors as driven of personalization strategy for me.
Yeah, that's really important, isn't it? To have the right content, right time. Janis, you also mentioned that.
Yeah.
And no more batch and blast. Yeah, over to you, Laura.
So quite similar actually. So at Philip Kingsley, we base all of our product ranges on hair texture and hair type, which we get when we ask someone to sign up for our welcome flow or when they do our hair quiz online. So we have loads of first-party data on who our customers are, what their hair type and texture is, what their hair concerns are. And with that, we have bespoke ranges and products that would match those hair textures and types. We were doing a bit of personalization already on email where we were segmenting based on purchase behavior. We wanted to bring that onto the website to increase lifetime value, conversion rate, particularly looking at those similar challenges that Janis mentioned. And really we want to show somebody, whether they're new or whether they're existing, the most relevant products to them, their hair type, their hair texture, so that they are more likely to convert. And that also kind of feeds in, again, to similar to what Janis was saying about our storytelling. Our new customers, we want to get them into the hair quiz to understand their hair type and texture. We want to show them our welcome offer, whereas our existing customers, we want to show them the super sizes of the products that we know they're already buying into, or add-ons and cross-sells that we can continue to build that customer's lifetime value and repeat purchase rate for us, so we can bespoke that content and their product recommendations based on that first-party data that we've got for them.
Fantastic. So basically, based on their browsing behavior, based on their purchase behavior, send them something which is relevant to them.
Yeah,
or show
exactly.
them something which is relevant to them. Excellent. Thank you. Moving on to the next point or question that we have. Can you share an example or two to basically say how you've utilized personalization strategies in your current or previous roles? So Martina, I'll start with yourself.
Yes, so I would like to provide three main examples. The first example is based on the localization. The second example is based on the life cycle, and the third example is based on, as you said, purchasing behavior and browsing behavior, personalization. So the localization is So basically, this is one of the biggest challenge for everyone managing a contact strategy at global level, because you have to take into consideration differences between different markets. And for example, one of them is the seasonality. So what I've done in my experience at Twinset was I was able to personalize the product selection in the message based on the weather condition when the customer opened the communication. So for example, if it was raining and it was cool, probably the person will see a product selection with more like loungewear coats or like raincoats.
Yeah.
While if it was sunny, you would be able to see like dresses, shorts, top tanks, and everything like much more summerish styles. Another example of personalization based on localization is at Sunglass Hut. We integrated in our communication a map, a live map, showing the nearest store, including opening times and telephone number, so that we could drive traffic from physical stores and showcasing the nearest store for the customer. The second example is life cycle. So as mentioned, of course, not every customer is at the same life stage for your brand, so you need to communicate differently with them. So Janis was mentioning before, like new to the brand, while like returning to the brand. So at Sunglass Hut, we developed dedicated customer journey based on the life cycle. So starting with the onboarding, so talking about the brand heritage, talking about the like hero products, the services that the brand can offer, and how to take care about your products, for example. And the second phase was finalized to like repurchase. So in this phase, it was more focused on cross-selling, upselling, showing similar products in the same category, or like similar categories based on AI. And the third life stage is reactivation. So after the average, let's say, time of repurchase was over, then this reactivation campaign was triggered in order to make the customer purchase and become active again. The third example I would like to tell you is personalization based on the purchasing history and browsing behavior. And this was very useful during Black Friday. As you know, it's a very busy moment. Like everyone is doing communication, everyone is doing promotion and everything. So it's very hard to stand out as a brand in this specific in this moment. So what we have done at Marino, which is a beauty retailer, was to personalize the product selection in the email, but also in direct mailing and in the app, based on previous purchasing and browsing behavior, and also similar product purchased by other customer, in order to expose them to a selection of product that was relevant for them. And the personalization was not only at message level, but also in the app and also at e-commerce level. So the person was landing on this landing page with a personalized product selection. So this could really help the brand standing out among the other that were just sending generic communication saying Black Friday live now and that's it. So yeah, I would say these three examples.
That's great, thank you. There were really good examples to share at different stages of the customer journey. Lauren, over to you.
So one of the biggest projects we've done with our personalization software when we first launched was actually rebuild our entire homepage through our personalization software. We use Nosto to do this, and so with the challenge that we had with new visitor conversion, that was our biggest opportunity to work on. So we now have a fully personalized homepage that is split to two groups of segments. So one is anybody who's visited us, it could be once, it could be 100 times, but never converted, and one that is for people who are existing customers of ours. So as I was sort of talking to before, the new customers are going to be driven to our homepage, our hair quiz. They're going to see our welcome offer, they're going to see our best sellers, they're going to find out about the brand, what we stand for, why Philip Kingsley, essentially. And then for our existing customers, they're going to see projects that they've purchased before that they might need to replan. They're going to see projects that we want to sell them into from other ranges that are complementary. They're going to see hair guide articles about the hair concerns they've told us about. And they're going to see banners that talk to refer a friend and things like that, just build on that loyalty and that retention with them. So just by when we first did that, which was back in 2022, within the first few weeks, we saw a 47% increase in our conversion from homepage alone, which was massive in the first couple of weeks. And with that, we also saw page speed go down, we saw bounce rate go down, and we saw revenue go up as well. So it all fed into a very happy picture. One of the other examples that we've done that is much smaller scale but been very impactful is on our on-site search experience. We've added in a module that, based on your search term, it will say someone who searched volumizing also viewed these products, and now that is the most engaged with block on our search results pages, and our on-site search revenue has increased by double digits as well, just by making that one change. And if anyone was here yesterday, it was actually featured in one of the talks, which was a happy surprise as a good on-site search example, so that was cool for me and the team. Those would be, there's lots of different ways to do it, and I think the biggest thing for us, talking about the hair type and the first-party data that we have, the most crucial part of our onboarding with a personalization platform was making sure we captured that data and brought that in from the other third-party tool we were using for our hair quiz, so that we could then capture that as our custom segments. So we have segments based on if you tell us that you've got a flaky scalp, if you tell us that you've got fine hair, if you tell us you're worried about volume, that all feeds into what banner you're going to see, what products you're going to see, what content we're going to show you across your whole on-site experience.
No, that's fantastic, and you've had some really good, positive, uplifts in your KPIs as well, so that's really positive. That's great. Janis, over to you.
Yeah, so we do a lot of the things that Martina and Lauren have talked about, so I'm going to try and pull out a couple of things that we do that are very different. So one of the things that we do is a personalized offer experience throughout the website. So we all offer different groups of customers, different offers, whether it's on email, whether it's on Facebook, all of those different things. And there's nothing more frustrating than going through the checkout process and you can't actually remember what the code was for the offer that actually drew you to the site in the first place. So we make sure that whatever offer that you are eligible for, that you've been served through a different channel, is then reflected on the website, just to make that journey and that conversion so much easier. One of the other things that we've done for a long time, and actually one of my team is doing an amazing job overhauling at the moment, it's a huge job, and I'm very grateful to her, is our post-purchase experience. So, as I mentioned earlier, all of our products are completely different to a mainstream beauty product. So that typically means how you use them is also different. So for example, if you buy a lip primer, traditionally that would be a product that you would put on your lips, underneath your lipstick, to help your lipstick last longer. But our lip primer is designed for a specific use case. As you get older, you get fine lines around your lips, and the lipstick bleeds into them, and it isn't very flattering. So instead, our lip primer is designed as a clear liquid that goes around the outside of your lips to seal the edges and keep your lip line looking sharp all day. So if you buy our lip liner, we'll then send you a video that will show you how to use that particular product. So you're more likely to use that product the right way, to feel its benefits, to buy it again, and to trust us to buy other products in future. So all of our post-purchase experience is geared around personalizing video content to what you have just bought and making your experience of using that product as delightful as possible.
So this is really great because you're almost anticipating the customer's needs and providing them things, so being very proactive as a brand. Fabulous. Okay, so over to the next question. I'll start with you, Lauren. So what have been the key successes and challenges you've experienced with personalization?
I think, starting with challenges, I think the technology you use it can be great and it can be challenging at different times depending on what you're trying to activate, and also with whatever platform you're working on as well on your website. I think the biggest challenge, as you were alluding to, Janis, there, for us, is that sort of omni-channel personalization experience from different channels onto others and keeping that segment the same throughout. That's definitely one of the challenges we're still working on, but it's getting easier as we start to integrate our personalization software with more pieces of our tech stack so that we can align those segments so they're not being lumped into one segment for volumizing on email, but we're putting them into a flaky scalp segment when they're on the website. I think that alignment is really key for us to keep that message consistent for customers across all touch points. So if anyone's doing that seamlessly, talk to me. One of the successes, other than like the homepage stuff that I've already spoken about, it's definitely been how we've used our personalization to feed into our big campaign moments like Black Friday. So traditionally we did a one-size-fits-all message for Black Friday. We had one asset that got used for everybody the whole time. And then back in 2022, when we had this software launch, we segmented our Black Friday creative to talk to those specific ranges and concerns, and we saw almost double uplift in revenue from doing almost the identical campaign year on year, but just by talking to those existing customers about ranges that matter to them most, their conversion just skyrocketed. And so for something that's already a very promotional period that you think people are just going to convert anyway, by making that more customized for somebody's shopping behavior, what they care about, why they're shopping with your brand, just really elevated those campaign moments for us, and is something that we've then, from Black Friday, rolled that into any other promo moment. So for this year, we've scaled back the number of promotions we're doing so that we can do each of them in a bigger way and use this personalization, because from a challenge perspective, it is time consuming and it is resource heavy depending on what we do. You know, I think my team would probably agree that it could be a full-time job just using personalization and really making the most of it, and you can sometimes get sidetracked doing a lot of stuff with personalization but not as impactful. So I think it's being really cautious and thoughtful about what segments you're going to personalize for so that you get that return back on the time you're spending doing all of these activations.
Yes, I guess data is a key factor in all of this, and the systems talking to each other as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was definitely, if you're looking at a personalization software, look at where they integrate with the rest of your tech stack before you onboard with anybody.
Absolutely. Martina, same question for yourself.
So in terms of challenges, I agree with you on the technical side. So sometimes you have like this complex technical integration and also workflows, very complex workflows to build. So I think that in terms of challenges, this is for sure one of the biggest one. Then in terms of challenging, I would say also data quality and data accessibility. So personalization rely heavily on data, so it's very important that you have clean data, but it's not always easy. And a third challenge, I would say, content creation, because you were mentioning before that you created personalize your homepage, but for doing that, you need to create multiple content,
and having the resource to do that, for sure.
And then also when you go live with a new customer journey, you have to make sure that these assets are always updated, you have the right to use them. So, I mean, this also from a content perspective, it's challenge. I mean, it's feasible, but still you have to keep it in mind. In terms of some results, so after personalization, I can say that we have seen that customers are purchasing more. In Marionneau, we have seen that customers were purchasing 12% more in terms of number of products, as well as 9% more frequently compared to control group receiving standard communications. And also at Sunglass Hut, we have seen 10% increase in revenue contribution and 9% increase in the average customer value. So honestly, very, very good KPI, and I think that nowadays, I mean, personalization is no brain. You just need to implement it in your brand. If you want to see a stronger revenue and customer satisfaction, value, and customer frequency.
Yeah, of course, the return on investment is really important for all of this because you're spending so much time and effort, so you need to see that return.
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Janice, over to you.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly echo the thing on the challenges. Is like personalization is not just flicking a switch and your website is personalized. It's all the work that goes into, okay, what is the experience for each of those different people? What do they need? And that is the challenging thing, is the time that it takes to really, really think it through. In terms of successes, I've mentioned that we doubled our conversion rate, which is obviously amazing from a revenue perspective, but one of the stats I'm most proud of is that 80% of our customers want to receive an email from us every single day, because we provide content that is useful and helpful and relevant to them. So that, I think, is the biggest reflection of the success, is that the customers value what we do for them.
I think that's huge. I mean, I've never heard this kind of a stats anywhere. So that's huge. Okay, so it's open. Anybody can answer now. So what does the future of personalization look like for your brand, and how do you plan to evolve that approach? Anybody can start?
I mean, I think following on from our challenges, one of the things we do want to focus on going forward is that omni-channel personalized experience. How do we get that working better for us? And we're looking at sort of the new technologies that we can bring into more aspects of our on-site experience. Like, we've just launched a category merchandising module for personalization, so that we can do dynamic merchandising that is bespoke, again, for the segment, for the customer, so that everybody who comes on will see something completely different to another person. So I think it's just looking at those small incremental things that we can build on top of what we're already doing, and refining what we're already doing so that we are focusing on those big segments that are bringing us that return. And I think for us next year, because we do have so many ranges, we have these big campaign moments, which I think a lot of brands do have, where they talk about a specific range or a specific product, but how do you keep talking to all of your best-selling products throughout the year consistently with the relevant customers? So it's that challenge, and going back to what Martina said, that's a creative challenge as well for us, to create that many assets for each month to be able to turn that all around. But I think that's what we're going to be looking at for next year, is how do we talk to all these bestsellers and our key ranges alongside newness and exciting big brand moments without neglecting anything. So yeah, I think we'll be figuring that out.
Fine-tuning and tweaking and making it better, even better. Right?
Yeah. So for Oner Active, the personalization journey just begun. CRM team has been implemented for the first time in January 2024. So a lot of new things to do in 2025 roadmap. But for sure we will focus on developing more and more life cycle marketing. This is like the top priority. The second thing would be expanding channels of communication, so to SMS, WhatsApp, and other type of channels. And for sure the third one is working on data, so working to have more and more sophisticated segmentation and data insight in order to personalize more and more our communication. Then for sure in the future, I think that also AI is in the plan, not sure for 2025, but still is something that I think that can really definitely help personalization. So yeah, that for sure in the future.
No, that's great, because you're like testing, learning, and doing a lot more from it now going forward. Yeah, Janis?
Well, I spent a big chunk of my career in performance marketing, and one of the things I love about it is everything has infinite potential. You can always drive more traffic from your marketing, better quality traffic, convert more of it, increase your lifetime value. And that's part of the joy of working in this field, is that the job is never done. There is always more possibilities. for us now specifically, my head of CRM is in the midst of a huge project overhauling all our email automation flows, because there's so much more opportunity to be more personalized than we are now. And then next year we have put A/B testing on pause while we're doing this big project, so that will come back in. It's like, and the thing with A/B testing is you can understand, well, particularly if you've got two similar results, well, who is it that version B works better for? And then potentially you're actually rolling both the control and the test out, but you might be rolling the test out to a limited group of people. So I think A/B testing and personalization is a really interesting combo.
No, fantastic. I think test and learn is always key, isn't it? And the more you test, the more you learn. And it's not about getting the tests to be successful. Even if it is not successful, you still learn from it.
I think you often learn more from a failed test. It's a huge just to be able to close a door and just end that conversation, rather than these things that keep cropping up again and again and again.
Exactly, exactly. I think we have time for some audience questions. So I'll open it to the audience. If you have any questions for anybody.
Is this working? Yeah? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Really basic question. I was just wondering what personalization software you all use, because I use a Masters at the moment and I don't feel like it can do half the things that you talk about. So I'd be really interested in what software you use.
So we use Fresh Relevance, and we use Fresh Relevance for both our website personalization and our email personalization. We use Emetria as our ESP, so that does the segments, but we use Fresh Relevant blocks for personalized content, i.e. product recommendations or specific content that goes to specific groups of people. So it's a combination of those things, but Fresh Relevance runs our website.
Yeah. We use Marcies combined with Nosto. So yeah.
We use Nosto for pretty much everything. We did trial using Nosto for our email personalization, and then we A/B tested it against .digital's own personalization, found that .digital was slightly better, so we've stuck that with it, but that might change as we look at that whole omni-channel experience.
Yeah, I've used Nosto as well for personalization. Cool, thank you. Anybody else?
It's just we cannot hear very well the question.
Hello. I was just wondering what quiz software you used that integrated with Nosto.
What software we use for the quiz? It's called Zoovu, Z-O-O-V-U. It's quite affordable. There's a lot you can do with it, and we found it to be great for the last few years.
Cool. Thank you.
We also have a quiz. We initially built it with Conversity, but then we rebuilt it in native Magento subsequently. So.
Hi, it was a really great presentation. My question is, I think you talked about how you were able to segment like your promotions to different audiences, and then when they came to the website, there's like different promotion codes that follow them around the website. And I was just wondering, how would you go about doing that?
I didn't hear that.
Promotion segmentation that you had done.
Yeah, I don't know what the question was, sorry.
Oh, how did you go about doing that? How did you make sure that like different, for example, if you were driving Facebook audiences and also like CRM to the website, how did you make sure that like the codes were different? Like, yeah, what software did you use and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it depends. So for example, something like Facebook code personalization is based on UTM. So if you come from Facebook, you'll get a Facebook click ID in the UTM. So that's done by that. But with other things where we're segmenting, particularly email, we're segmenting different groups of people. We then match that segmentation on the website. So for example, we regularly run an offer that's a discount on our skincare products, but we know that first-time customers are very unlikely to buy skincare products from us. So we say if you're an existing customer that week, you see the skincare offer, but if you're a new customer, you'll see a makeup related offer. So then that segmentation on site matches the segmentation that we're using for email. So it's a combination of different things.
Excellent, thank you. Anybody else? Cool. Thank you all for joining us today. I think the 3 big takeaways for me is data, being proactive, understanding your customer, and the last one is right message, right time, relevance. So I think that's what the 3 takeaways are. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your day.